She didn't just drain our bank account for a wellness guru. She drained our future. And she thought I wouldn't find the receipts. She was wrong. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss how this ends. It started with the grocery bill. I'm standing in the kitchen, our crappy laminate counters covered in paper bags, holding a receipt that looks more like a car payment. I'm looking for the line item for, food, but all I see is activated this and ionized that. Chloe, I call out. Did we buy stock in this health food store? This receipt is 3 feet long. She glides in, not walking. Gliding. She doesn't walk anymore. She wears this $300 beige yoga set, even when she's just going to the mailbox. She looks at the receipt and gives me this slow, pitying smile, the one she's been using ever since she found him. Marcus, that's the cost of high-vibrational living, she says, her voice all breathy. We can't keep putting low-frequency fuel into our bodies. It's a scarcity mindset. A scarcity mindset? I hold up the receipt. This isn't a mindset, Chloe. This is $600. We have a mortgage. We have a gas bill. What is moon-dusted ashwagandha? It's for my energetic alignment. She waves her hand dismissively like I'm the crazy one. Julian says you can't ascend if your vessel is full of toxins. Julian. There's the name. The ghost at the table. Julian Thorne. He's not a therapist. He's a conscious performance strategist. He's not a life coach. He's a quantum manifester. He's a guy with a man bun, a trust fund, and a talent for making insecure people feel chosen. And my wife was his #1 draft pick. It had been 6 months of this. It went from her listening to his podcast to her paying for his $500 a month Inner Circle Zoom calls. Our conversations stopped being about our day and started being about my unprocessed energetic blockages. I wasn't her husband anymore. I was her project. I put the receipt down. I wasn't going to win the grocery fight. I was too low vibrational to get it. Okay, I say, trying to keep my voice level. Forget the groceries. We need to talk about the savings account. The one for the down payment on a real house. The one we've been building for 5 years. She stiffens. She goes to the fridge and pulls out a bottle of black water that probably cost $12. What about it? What about it is that you keep bringing up Julian's accelerator retreat in Sedona, and I keep saying we can't afford it. It's not an expense, Marcus. It's an investment. She says this like she's reciting a script. It's the platinum tier. It's a 10-day intensive. Julian only takes 20 people. He says this is where we break through our limiting beliefs. 10 days. How much does this breakthrough cost? Give me the real number, Chloe, not the manifestation number. She takes a sip of her black water. She won't look me in the eye. It's $20,000. I almost laugh. It's so absurd, it's almost funny. $20,000. Yes. For 10 days of, what? Sitting in a desert humming? You're being reductive. She snaps, the Zen voice gone. It's about proximity. It's about being in his energy. Do you know who goes to these? Tech founders. Venture capitalists. People who get it. People who aren't afraid to invest in themselves. I'm not afraid to invest, I say. I'm afraid of being broke. 20 grand is our future, Chloe. It's the roof over our heads. It's not for a high-dollar summer camp so you can rub elbows with crypto bros. You just don't want me to grow? She yells. You want me to stay here small with you and your spreadsheets and your logic. Julian says that people who cling to logic are just afraid of their own power. My logic is what pays for that $12 water you're drinking. I shoot back, and my logic is telling me this guy is a con artist. The answer is no. We are not spending $20,000 on this. It's final. Her face goes cold. The breathy, aligned wife is gone, and the woman underneath is looking at me with pure contempt. Fine, she says, her voice flat. I'll go meditate. Your energy is too chaotic right now. You're blocking my abundance. She grabs her phone and storms into the bedroom, slamming the door. Blocking her abundance. Right. I stand there in the kitchen, surrounded by $600 worth of high-vibrational groceries. My heart is pounding. This isn't us. This is him. He's in her ear, in her head, and now he's in our bank account. I start putting the groceries away, my anger simmering. I'm shoving a $30 jar of activated almonds into the pantry when I see her laptop on the counter. It's open. She never leaves it open. A new email is on the screen. The subject line is, Your Sedona Accelerator, Confirmation and Welcome Packet. My stomach drops. I didn't give her the password, but she's been watching me type. I know she has. I lean over. I don't touch the mouse. I just read, Dear Chloe, We are profoundly honored to welcome you to the Platinum Inner Circle. Your commitment to your transformation is inspiring. This email confirms your full payment of $45,000. $45,000. I stopped breathing. It wasn't $20,000. That was the lie. That was the number she threw out to see if I'd flinch. The real number was more than double. I scrolled down with my eyes, not daring to touch the trackpad. The packet details the intensive. It includes everything from chakra-aligning sound baths to personal timeline shifting. And then I see it. The line item that makes the blood in my veins turn to ice. Platinum tier includes three private, overnight, deep integration sessions with Julian at his personal Sedona residence. Note, these sessions are off-site from the main retreat center. This wasn't a retreat. This was a transaction. She didn't just drain our joint savings. She didn't just steal our down payment. She paid $45,000 to sleep with him. I stood there for a full minute. The silence in the apartment was deafening. I could hear her in the bedroom, probably texting him right now, telling him how low vibrational I am. A weird calm washed over me. The anger was gone. It was replaced by something cold, something sharp. She thought I was just a spreadsheet guy. She thought I was just logic. She thought I was the one holding her back. She had no idea. I walked over to the fridge and pulled out a beer. I opened her laptop. She was sloppy. She'd paid him from the joint account, but the invoice was sent to her personal email. She was logged in. I started clicking. Fine. She wanted to invest in an accelerator. I was about to accelerate her new life, and Julian's. The scarcity mindset guy was about to learn a lesson in basic math. And so was my wife. I stood in the kitchen for a long time, just breathing. The beer was cold in my hand. The rage had passed. Now it was just clarity. The kind of clarity you get when you're driving 90 miles per hour and you finally see the brick wall you've been heading toward. She thought I was a low vibrational anchor. She thought I was fragile. She thought I was the spreadsheet guy, stuck in scarcity. She had no idea that my spreadsheets, my logic, my ability to read the fine print, that was the hammer, and she'd just handed it to me. I sat down at her laptop. Her personal email was a goldmine. She wasn't just a victim of this guy. She was a willing co-conspirator in the destruction of our marriage. I clicked on the email thread with Julian. The subject, our energetic alignment. My stomach turned. His replies were filled with pseudo-spiritual garbage about her being a divine feminine and a starseed trapped in a karmic contract with a low-frequency partner. That was me. I was the karmic contract. Her replies were worse. She fawned over him. She told him things about me, about my insecurities at work, about a fight I'd had with my brother. She was feeding him ammunition. Then I saw the line that stopped me cold. Chloe, I can't wait for the integration sessions, Jay. Marcus is so stuck in his spreadsheets he'll never understand. This 45K is my exit strategy. It's the cost of my freedom. So this wasn't just an investment, it was a severance package. She was paying him with our money to start her new life. I went back to the welcome packet email. Attached was the PDF contract for the Platinum Accelerator. I opened it. It was full of the expected no guarantees and, for entertainment purposes only, legal crap. But Julian, or whatever his real name was sloppy. He was arrogant. Section 4B, cancellation policy. My eyes scanned the text. All sales are final, as commitment is the first step to abundance. However, registrants who wish to withdraw their energy may do so within 72 hours of the initial transaction for a 90% refund of the total fee. A 10% processing fee, $4,500, will be retained to cover energetic rebalancing. I checked the timestamp on the email. The payment had gone through 4 hours ago. The 72-hour clock was ticking. I opened a new tab. Our bank. The joint savings, $84.15. The joint checking, $100. The mortgage was $2,500, due in 3 days. She hadn't just stolen our future. She'd set our present on fire. She'd wiped out everything, leaving just enough to make it look like we were just broke. Okay, I whispered to the empty room. Let's play. First, I opened a new browser window. I opened a new high-yield savings account at a completely different bank. My name only. It took 4 minutes. Second, I went back to our joint accounts. I transferred the remaining $1,284.15 to my new private account. The The joint accounts were now at zero. Third, I logged into my personal checking account, the one my freelance consulting checks went into. I transferred exactly $2,500 back into the joint checking account. Then I immediately paid the mortgage. I screenshotted the transfer from my account and the payment confirmation. Evidence. I, Marcus, am the only one paying the household bills. The scarcity guy. Fourth, I changed every password. My bank, my personal email, my credit cards. I locked down my entire life. I looked at the laptop. I still had her email. I still had Julian's contract. I could just cancel it. I could get the $4,500 back into her account and just leave. But that wasn't revenge. That was just cleaning up her mess. She didn't want to be my wife. She wanted to be his divine feminine. Fine. I was going to make damn sure she got what she paid for. The bedroom door opened. She glided out, a smug, serene look on her face. She'd probably just finished texting Julian about how triggered I was. "Are you calmer now?" she asked, her voice dripping with that fake breathy zen. I slowly closed the laptop. "No. Marcus, I know it's a lot to process. But you have to understand, this is bigger than just money." "I saw the email, Chloe." Her face flickered. Just a millisecond of panic. What email?" "I asked you not to." "The confirmation," I said, my voice flat. "For the retreat. You lied to me. You said 20,000. It was 45. You drained every dollar we had. I was only playing the money card, not the affair, not the exit strategy. I had to let her walk into the trap. You went through my email?" She gasped, grabbing for the offense. "That is such a violation. That's my private, sacred space. You stole $45,000 from our marriage. That's our sacred space. You emptied our accounts. You didn't even leave enough for the mortgage. I was going to handle it. Julian says that when you leap, the universe provides." "The universe didn't provide, Chloe. I did." "I just paid the mortgage. From my personal account. You're welcome." The smugness vanished. "What did you do?" "I'm being logical. I'm managing the scarcity," I said. "I've separated our finances. As of right now, your abundance is your own problem. The joint accounts are at zero. You're on your own." She laughed, but it was a high, thin sound. "You can't do that. That's illegal. That's our money. You already proved it's your money. You spent it," I said. I stood up and grabbed my keys. "But here's the thing. I'm the spreadsheet guy, remember? I read the fine print on your investment. The contract you signed 4 hours ago." Her face went white. 72-hour cancellation window, Chloe. You can get $4,500 back right now. Minus his energetic rebalancing fee, of course. "I'm not canceling," she shrieked, the Zen master gone, the brat coming out. "You can't make me." "It's my transformation." "Oh, I know you're not canceling," I said, walking to the door. "But I have a feeling Julian is." "See, I also found the welcome packet, and in it, I found the link to the private portal for the other Platinum members. The wives of those tech founders and VCs you're so excited to meet." I held up my phone. I just drafted a little email. A heads up from a concerned husband. I attached the invoice, the one detailing the $45,000 price tag. And of course, the line item for the private, overnight deep integration sessions. I just wonder how the other husbands will feel about that. Or maybe Julian's wife, or the IRS. Seems like a lot of undeclared income. "You wouldn't," she whispered, her eyes wide with terror. "You spent $45,000 to find out who I am. Chloe, you're about to get your money's worth." I opened the front door. "I'm going to a hotel. I'm going to let you two divine souls align." I'd call him, fast, tell him to check his email. Because my finger is on the send button. Your abundance clock is ticking. I walked out and didn't look back. I hadn't sent the email, not yet. I was going to sit in a hotel bar, drink a real beer, and let her be the one to tear him apart. She wanted to pay for her freedom. She was about to find out the real cost. The hotel bar was clean, quiet, and blessedly free of any high-vibrational music. Just a baseball game on mute and the smell of whiskey. I nursed a beer, a real one, probably 8, not 80, and watched the clock on my phone. I gave it an hour. It took 30 minutes. My phone didn't ring. It exploded. A string of texts first, all caps. "You ruined everything. Call me. Call me now, Marcus." Then the call. I let it ring twice, took a sip, and answered. "Hello, Chloe." The sound that came through the speaker wasn't human. It was a high-pitched shriek of pure, unadulterated panic. What did you do?" "I'm having a beer," I said calmly. "What are you doing?" He hung up on me. "Julian." He said I compromised the energetic integrity of the circle. He said I was the liability. He got the email, Marcus. He got the email you forwarded to him. Ah, so she'd panicked and forwarded my draft to him, trying to prove what I was threatening to do. Brilliant. She just handed him the evidence against himself, with my name attached. That wasn't the play, Chloe, I said, sighing. But go on. He's furious. He said you're trying to extort him. He said his lawyers are going to. His lawyers? I laughed. Chloe, he doesn't have lawyers. He has a guy with a graphic design degree who builds his website. He's a con artist who sleeps in a different Airbnb every month. He's not scared of me. He's scared of the other husbands. The ones with actual lawyers. The VCs. The guys you were so excited to meet. He's scared of the IRS, and right now he thinks I've already sent that email to all of them. Which I haven't. Yet. Silence. Just her ragged breathing. She was processing. The divine feminine brain was finally catching up to the spreadsheet brain. What? What do I do? She whispered. She sounded small. It's simple. You're in a negotiation. You want your money back. All of it. Not the 90%. All $45,000, no energetic rebalancing fee. You're going to call him back and you're going to tell him that my finger is on the send button. The only thing that stops me from hitting it is a full, immediate refund. Tell him. He has 1 hour to rebalance your account. And you'll stop? You'll delete the email. I'll get my $4,500 back and you'll get your $4,500 lesson. That's the deal. I hung up. I ordered another beer. This time I watched the game. The pitcher was throwing a no-hitter. Good for him. 22 minutes later, a notification hit my phone. Not a text. A bank alert. Wire transfer received. $45,000. I stared at it. Not $4,500, the full amount. He was so terrified he didn't even bother with his 10% fee. He just wanted out. He sent her every dime. The quantum manifester was liquidating. I almost felt bad for him. Almost. My phone rang again. It was Chloe. I let it go to voicemail. The next morning, I went back to the apartment. I needed my work laptop and my good suit. She was there, sitting on the couch, surrounded by our stuff. She wasn't wearing her beige yoga outfit. She was wearing an old college sweatshirt of mine. She'd been crying. Marcus, she said, standing up. Her voice was wrecked. I got it. It's all back, see? She held up her phone, showing me her bank app, which now had $45,000 in it. It's fixed. We can fix this? No, we can't. Yes, we can. I see it now. He was a fraud. He was manipulating me. Can't you see that? He preyed on me. I was just lost. I was looking for something, but I'm back now. She even tried a small smile. I made coffee. The real kind. Not the mushroom dirt. I walked past her and into the home office. I picked up my laptop bag. I'm not that guy, Chloe, I said. The guy who gets played, takes the hit, and then sticks around to clean up the mess. It was a mistake. A horrible, expensive mistake. But it's over. I learned my lesson. You taught me, did I? I turned to face her. See, the money was bad. The cheating, or the $45,000 down payment on cheating, was worse. But that wasn't even the real problem. You know what I kept thinking about? That email you sent him. Her face went blank. What email? The one I found before I even saw the invoice. The one where you told him you were excited. The one where you said, and I quote, "This $45K is my exit strategy. It's the cost of my freedom." She stopped breathing. She'd forgotten about that one. The one before she got caught. You weren't lost, I said, my voice cold and quiet. You were planning. You weren't manipulated. You were an investor. You were cashing out our marriage to buy a new life with a man-bunned con artist. You didn't get confused when you got caught. There's a difference. She opened her mouth, but nothing came out. The victim card was maxed out. The Lost Soul Act was canceled. The joint accounts are closed, I said, walking to the front door. The lease on this apartment is in my name, and I'm breaking it today. I've already filed. My lawyer will be sending the papers to your mom's house. I assume that's where you'll be going. Marcus, wait, please. You can't just... What? Run the numbers? Be logical? Face a scarcity mindset? I pointed to her phone, still glowing with her $45,000 balance. There's your abundance, Chloe. There's your high-vibrational living. You wanted your freedom? You got it. You just bought it with your own money instead of mine. I opened the door. She was just standing there, a ghost in my old sweatshirt, in a life that was no longer hers. Enjoy the ashwagandha, I said. I hear it pairs well with regret. I walked out and didn't look back. The spreadsheet guy had just balanced the books.